All right, I just realized after finishing that video, there's one very important thing I forgot to show you with building a website on Google, and one of the great advantages of building a website on Google Sites here. And I talked about this edit button, the new page button, and I talked a little bit about this more, which I didn't get too into detail there, but talked a little bit about managing your site here. And the next one I forgot to mention, which is very important, is this share button over here. So I'm going to click on a share button, and it's going to pop up with this information right here. Now, one of the things, it gives me the actual URL right here. That is the actual website you can go to. It'll require you to log into your Google account, but it's currently available that way. And then underneath that it says who has access. Urbandale Community School District, people at Urbandale Community School District can find and edit your website, which is a problem. And then it tells you who the owner is right there. And also down here, it gives you the opportunity to invite people to see your website, which I'll talk about in a second. But let's back up to this one right here, where it says people in the Urbandale School District can find and edit your website. If I go up here and click on change, there's some options here. Number one, I can make this website available to anybody publicly on the internet, and no sign-in required. I would stay away from that if you're a student. Second one, you can provide anybody with a link. No sign-in is required. That's definitely safer than this top one here. But that was a way you could share your website with people outside of the district. If you just send them a link, they would not need to sign in for that. So if it's people you know, it's safe to do. The next one, currently what it's set at, is people at Urbandale Community School District can find and access your website. That's okay, but again, you're giving a lot of people ability to access your website that maybe you don't want access in your website. Next option, people at Urbandale Community School District with a link. Again, a little safer there, because they would need the link to get to your website. And then the final one here is shared privately. Only people are granted explicit access can access this. So I'm gonna select that here, so that only people that I am wanting to see this website can see this website. And I'm gonna click on save. And once I click on save, it's gonna take me back here, and it now says my website's private, which again I can always change that if I want to. It's saying I am the owner. Now down here is where we want to be aware of some things. If you want to invite other people, number one, maybe this is a group project you're doing for a class where you and 3 other people want access to this at all times. And if that was the case, you would just type in the person's name and you would share it with that person. And then, depending on if you want them to be able to edit it, if it's a group project and you want them to be able to edit it, you want to leave this on edit, can edit. But if it's a friend that you want to share this with, just so they can see it but not actually be able to edit it, make sure you change that to can view. So Google Sites is kind of designed to be a collaboration tool where you can work on stuff together. But if you don't want other people to be able to edit your website, it's very important you change it to can view this. So I'm going to change that to can view. And then you may or may not want people to be notified via email. That's up to you. You can uncheck that if you don't want people to be emailed information saying that your site's available for them. Finally, you want to share and save it. And by the way, if I wanted to share this with another person, like Mr. McConnell, for example, I could also share this website with Mr. McConnell there. And anybody else I wanted to, I could just keep typing in their name and it would pop up that way. So once I click share and save, if it says if you skip sending an email notification, folks will have to sign in before they notice what you shared. That's okay. I'm just going to say okay to that. And now it pops up and shows who has access to your website in addition to you. You can see any other teachers or students you have access to. And right here, by the way, you can also change it from can view to can edit at a later time. And then eventually, to get rid of them so they can't see your website anymore, you can also just X this out to delete them off there and just make sure you save it then. So that is how you save your website. And again, get back to your website. You just click on the name of your website up here in the corner, and you're back to your website and ready to edit it. And that is how you share things on your website.